Yo, what is going on everybody? Shri Kanase here. So these new updates by Google Ads are literally going to change Google forever. Now for a lot of you that don't know, Google Ads has been on basically a rampage going in and updating a lot of different policies. As you guys can see on my screen, we're going to be going over a few of these policies, but if you look at the specific dates, we can see one after the other there have been consistent updates to these policies, and Google is basically changing their advertising platform. Now, before we actually get into these policies and these changes, it's important to know exactly why Google has been on such a rampage going through these changes. If you have already watched one of my previous videos regarding some of the changes I made, I went into this exact website to go over some of the previous updates, so you guys may want to check that out before you check this video because those updates were just as important. But Google has been basically ramping up these updates simply because it is trying its best to get rid of all of those scamming websites, all of those dropshippers who are out there scamming people, and basically convert those into real brands trying to deliver to the customers, trying to provide a real experience to the customers. And that is exactly why Google is making change after change, just trying to eliminate all of the scammers. Now, because in the end, a lot of people, what they don't realize is that Google is a business that wants more people shopping on its platform. If you open a dropshipping store and if you are out there to scam people, all you're doing is driving people away from Google. You're basically driving away Google's business and lowering it as a result. So this is something Google has kind of started to crack down on more nowadays, simply because more and more dropshippers are just coming up, switching over from Facebook, TikTok, and all these other advertising platforms in the hopes of getting something more consistent. But this is one video you're gonna definitely want to watch until the end, because some of these updates are extremely important. If you don't know about them, it's going to cost you a lot, especially if you already use Google Ads or even if you just want to get into Google. But first thing you want to do if you want to find any type of value from this video is destroy that like button down below until it turns blue. I promise it's not going to take more than 2 quick seconds. Okay, hopefully you have destroyed the like button down below. But here are the specific updates. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off at the top of the list and go down one by one through this list, because one of the updates in the later portion of this video is one of the most important, but I'll save it for the later portion. The first update here is that Google is now actually providing special listings and special sales within its platform to kind of boost you up, especially if you provide some kinds of deals or you're kind of selling related to the holiday season. One of the main holiday seasons and what a lot of people are expecting to do is to do back to school shopping. This is considered a holiday sale, and as you guys can see with this specific update released on just July 29th, it is basically going to change the way you show up on Google's shopping ads, especially if you provide some kind of back to school text within the description. This specific update really doesn't apply to many of the dropshippers because obviously you don't have a real storefront, but as you guys can see, this is just one of the many changes Google Ads is coming up with. Basically, Google is starting to show more and more of these symbols and text messages directly on the ads, especially if they relate to one of the specific holiday seasons. Here right now, this is specifically back to school and relating to those people that actually have a retail store and a physical location. But this applies to you as a dropshipper if you have, for example, an early Christmas sale or a Thanksgiving sale or a Halloween sale and so forth. These kinds of symbols are becoming more and more common on Google Ads. So you want to definitely stay aware of this specific update because it is now going to start relating more to those other holiday seasons as well. But that is one of the first major updates Google has actually come out with. Now, if you use search campaigns often and if you use smart bidding strategies with search campaigns, this next update delivered on July 22nd is basically changing the way you organize the smart bidding strategies with the Google search campaigns. Now, as you guys can see, it says right here, you'll be able to see the following choices when you create new bidding strategies for search campaigns specifically, such as maximize conversions with optional target CPA. You'll also have a target ROAS option if you are choosing maximize conversions value option within your search campaigns. And these are all different bidding strategies, but nonetheless, these apply directly to Google Ads themselves, especially if you use search campaigns. Moving on now to the third update, and this is what I was referring to in the first update. So as you guys can see, this update, it is making it easier for all of the customers of Google to get the best deals on Google and find timely items basically during the seasonal shopping moment. So if we just go ahead and go inside this specific update and read just a little bit more, we can see that right now it says that you can showcase your product promotion across more surfaces on Google, and this right here shows you exactly. So as you guys can see, it says deals related to your search that is going to be visible on Google ads directly on your shopping ads if you optimize your website the right way. So as you guys can see directly, this green banner will be shown above your products. Not only will it kind of grab more attention for your items, but it might also help with pushing your items more towards the top, simply because you are doing something different from everybody. You have a specific deal related to that seasonal shopping event going on during that time period. And if we scroll down, we can see that these deals are also available for a lot of variety of different things, such as right here, deals from stores is a new section coming up. Your store has the ability to rank here as well in case you have some kind of text related to Black Friday deals on your website. This could be within the description, it could be within a blog post you have, etc. So these are all very important things. And if we read this text right here, it says that to help you attract new customers, basically as a Shopify store owner, you can now indicate if a promotion is only available to customers who haven't already purchased from you. And you can also highlight the promotions on free listings on the shopping tabs. This is literally a game changer, simply because before you didn't really have the ability to change or kind of tweak your free shopping ads, but now that is entirely possible, and it is going to give your buyers more options to buy from you even within the free listings at a sale price and rank you more towards the front, simply because you're offering some kinds of deals. So this is a very important update that you should be aware of, and the best way to kind of utilize this update is to change up your landing pages, include some text related to specific deals coming up or special promotions. You can change that within the merchant center directly. So this is one of the most important updates you need to be aware of. Again, make sure to have those changes done on your product pages in order to kind of be eligible for this. But the next most important update, which I was kind of saving for right now, is the following. So Google Ads is now coming up with a new strike system to address repeat ad policy violations. Now, this is one of the most important updates in my opinion, because so many people already deal with bans right away after creating a Shopify dropshipping store. Now, this new strike system may actually be a benefit for you, because according to this system, you will not be directly suspended in case your ad account goes against a specific policy. And this is called the 3-strike system for repeat ad policy violations. If we just learn a little bit more about it, we can see that this policy is starting in September of 2021. And even though it is directly related to only a few specific categories of accessories, such as dishonest behavior, unapproved substances, dangerous products or services, I personally believe that this is going to be expanding onto different kinds of suspensions as well. So this is another policy you want to be aware of, simply because a lot of these products can actually be sold by dropshippers, and you don't want to be getting on the bad side of Google and having the 3-strike system work against you. But here are the different kinds of ways that this 3-strike system is going to work. This first one, before the actual first strike, is actually going to be a warning. So there's not going to be any type of penalty, but Google is basically warning you to change those types of ads up for those products. Maybe you have listed a product which is under one of these forbidden categories and Google is not okay with that. You would just have to remove that product at that time, but there is no action that's going to be taken against you. With the first strike, if you violate the first policy, which you kind of got a warning for again within the first 90 days, this is when your account will be placed on a temporary hold for 3 days and your ads will not be shown. So you want to kind of be sure you're not following under the first strike, because at this point your ads are directly going to start to get impacted. You definitely don't want that happening. You want to be on the good side of Google and let those ads keep running. The second strike, again, same thing as before. If you have the policy violation yet again, because for some reason you never changed it up, now this is when your account will be placed on a temporary hold for 7 days, and this will be basically the last real warning that Google is going to give you. After this 7-day strike, if you do not change anything up with your website, that is when you fall into this third strike rule, and that is when your account is fully going to get suspended. You will no longer be available to sell on Google Ads. So you want to make sure that you are taking this seriously, because once a warning or strike is issued, you're already starting to get on the bad side of Google. That is when Google is going to be a little bit more cautious about your website and about what kind of products you have on your store. And if we read right over here, we can see exactly why Google is doing all of these things. It says, our goals are to increase accountability for advertisers and to also encourage them to learn more about your advertising policies to prevent future violations, creating a better overall experience. We will continue to provide resources in the Help Center to make it easier for advertisers. So this first sentence right here, it explains literally why all of these updates are taking place, why you may be facing a suspension, why you may be having so many problems with Google Ads. Literally, Google is just trying to make the entire platform better for everybody. So it is making all of these changes up. And as I had already said earlier, Google is definitely planning to expand the strike system in phases to scope more of their policies in. So as I had already said, this is going to be covering a lot of the other policies that Google has. So you want to be kind of aware of this right from the beginning. You want to make sure you are not doing anything that is going against Google's policies, because once you start falling under the strike system, that is when every single little policy violation is going to count against you. It's going to make selling anything on Google very difficult for you. But if you're trying to find more help with all of these things, maybe get more one-on-one consulting, mentoring directly from me with Google Ads specifically, I do offer one-on-one Google Ads mentoring. You can message me on Instagram at @DedicatedYoung to find out more about that. I'm also about to release a course which is going to be sold as a pre-sale price very shortly on Google Ads. That course is going to go in depth into one of my main Shopify stores, which did over $1.5 million in sales within the last year and a half. So make sure to follow me on Instagram to be more up to date about when that course is getting released, when you can get it, and so on. But if you found any type of value in this video, smash that like button and smash that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time.